Good morning, my dear students. This is my fifth lecture on phase control rectifiers. I guess it's the fourth lecture on phase control rectifiers. So today we are going to discuss the three-phase half control rectifier with RL load. So today we will be dealing with three-phase rectifiers. So our first topic is three-phase half control rectifier with RL load. The circuit consists of a delta star transformer and three thyristors T1, T2, T3 which are connected on the secondary star connected winding under resistive load. When VA is positive, T1 becomes forward biased and conducts. During the negative cycle of VA, T1 turns off. So obviously when it is forward biased it conducts, and when the negative half cycle appears it is turned off. Similarly T2, T3 they conduct during the positive cycles of VB and VC. So there are three voltages for each phase. So for three phases there are three voltages: VA, VB and VC. So T1, T2 and T3 are directly correlated with each of these voltages. The average output voltage can be varied by varying the firing angles of the thyristors. The waveform shows that the output voltage for different firing angles. In the waveform, VA is denoted as VAN, VB as VBN, VC as VCN. So basically this is the phase to neutral voltages. N stands for neutral. So this is the circuit diagram of three-phase half control rectifier with R load is given. So you see this is a three-phase power supply. So this is a three-phase power supply which is connected in delta, and the secondary it is connected in star. So the voltage of each phases will be induced in each of the phases of the star. So there VA, VB and VC, and in series to each phase each of the thyristors are connected, and these thyristors are connected in star, and this is connected to the neutral point. So this completes the circuit. So obviously this particular circuit, in each phase if you see, only unidirectional current is allowed, and this will be the path of the current. For this phase it is also like this. For C also. So you will be having three currents: IA, IB and IC. So this is the waveform. So first, this is a three-phase waveform that has to be drawn like this. So each of the phases are shown by different colors. Like the VAN, this particular voltage is denoted by red color. If you see, this is VAN. This is VBN, which is denoted by yellow, and VCN, that is denoted by blue. So for different firing angles, you can see that the output voltages are drawn. And you see that when the firing angle is increased, that means alpha equal to 0, alpha equal to 30 degree and alpha equal to greater than 90 degree, you can see that the waveform as if is gradually shifting downwards, and the gap between the waveform is increased. So if you observe one complete cycle, let us say from here to here, so let us draw a dotted line. So how many pulses you are getting at the output? So if you observe, let us say for alpha equal to 0. So this is one complete pulse, this is one complete pulse, that means VAN due to VBN, these are two complete pulses, and for VCN, a part is here and the rest of the part is here. So three pulses you are getting at the output. Similarly, if you consider for firing angle alpha equal to 30 degree, so VAN, this is 1, VBN, this is 2, and this is a part of VCN, and this is another part of VCN. So here also the number of pulses is 3. Similarly, for alpha is greater than 90, for this equal to also, so this is one pulse, this is one pulse, and combination of this one and this one is the third pulse. So whatever be the firing angle, for one complete cycle, that means from 0 to 2 pi, you are getting 3 pulses. So it is also called a 3 pulse rectifier. 3 pulse controlled rectifier. So that was for R load. So here we will be discussing about the RL load. So this circuit consists of a delta star transformer and three thyristors T1, T2 and T3, which are connected on the secondary star connected winding with RL load. So the secondary is connected in star and the primary is connected in delta. And what type of load we are using? We are using RL load. So when VA is positive, T1 becomes forward biased and it conducts. During the negative cycle of VA, the current through T1 is not zero. That means you just try to tally this with single phase rectifier with RL load. So what happens when the positive half cycle becomes zero? The current through T1 was not zero when due to the inductor presence, because some energy was stored in the inductor in the positive half cycle, which was appearing at the output in the negative half cycle for some time. So T1 will remain on during the negative cycle of VA. So when VB is positive, T2 is triggered and the load current gets transferred from T1 to T2. So after some time, when the positive half cycle ends and the negative half cycle and the positive half cycle of VB has begun, then T2 is triggered and the load current gets transferred from T1 to T2. So at this time T1 turns off. That means T1 is commutated. Commutated means turning off of a thyristor is known as commutation. So during the negative cycle of VB, the current through T2 is not zero due to inductor present in the load. So T2 will remain on during the negative cycle of VB for some time. Similarly, if you see for T3, when T3 is triggered during the positive cycle of VC, the load current is transferred from T2 to T3. So basically from T1 straight to T3, after the negative cycle, when one thyristor becomes on, the other is automatically commutated or turned off. So at this instant T2 turns off. Which case, when T3 is turned on, obviously T2 will turn off. Similarly, T3 conducts during the negative cycle of VC and turns off when again the cycle repeats. That means T1 is again triggered. So T1, T2, T3, again T1. So you remember this sequence: T1, T2, T3, and again T1. So this is your sequence of operation. So that the average output voltage can be varied by varying the firing angles of the thyristor. This is true for single phase and three phase rectifiers. So the waveform shows the output voltage for different firing angles, and each of the phase to neutral voltages, they are denoted by VAN, VBN and VCN. This was also true for R load also for three phase controlled rectifier. So let us study the waveforms. So this is the circuit diagram. So here you can see that the load is RL load. This is only the difference, and again the correction is a delta star transformer. So these are the waveforms. So you can see that for different firing angles, the waveforms are drawn. And here also see that gradually from alpha equal to 0 straight to 30 degree and greater than 30 degree, the waveform is gradually shifting downwards. And here also, if you see, for one complete cycle, the number of pulses here is also equal to 3 for all the 3 cases. The only difference is that it is RL load. It is RL load. So even after the positive half cycle ends, you will see that it will conduct for some time. So this is 3-phase full control rectifier with RL load. So now comes the full control rectifier. So some data has to be required, or some has to be studied before proceeding to the circuit and the waveforms. So how many thyristors are there? There are 6 thyristors, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and T6. A 3-phase supply is there and an RL load is there. So out of this, the odd numbered thyristors, that means T1, T3, T5, they form the positive group. And the thyristors T4, T6 and T2, this forms the negative group. You can remember it like this: 135, positive 135 and negative 462. This is a jargon so that it will help you to remember the nomenclature, which are the positive group and which are the negative group. So T1, T3, T4, T6, these thyristors produce the full wave rectified output voltage of VAB across the load. T1, T3, T4, T6. So for VBC, T3, T5, T6, T2, they produce the full wave rectified output voltage VBC across the load. And for VCA, T1, T5, T4, T2, they produce the full wave rectified output voltage of VCA across the load. So this thing you have to remember, that which of the thyristors are operational. So at a time, for each phase voltage, rectified voltage at the output, you can see that 4 thyristors are working at a time. So this is the circuit diagram. It looks like a bridge type arrangement. Definitely it is a bridge arrangement. And in one leg there are 2 thyristors. So 3 legs there are 6 thyristors. And what type of load is there? It is an RL load. Also R load is also possible. So if we study the characteristics, so all the 3 outputs are given simultaneously to the same RL load. The effect is that all the 3 individual output above mentioned get superimposed on each other to get the final output. So each of the rectified voltage which we are getting at the output, they will be superimposed with the outputs of each of the phases. That means the rectified output voltage of VAB will be superimposed with the rectified output voltage of VBC, and that will be again superimposed with the rectified output voltage of VCA. The waveform of the output for different firing angles are shown below. The average output voltage can be varied by varying the firing angle. So you remember, for firing angle less than 90 degree, the circuit works as a rectifier. But if the firing angle is greater than 90 degree, the circuit works as a line commutated inverter. So this is very important. For less than 90 degree, it works as a rectifier. For greater than 90 degree, this works as a line commutated inverter. So these are the different waveforms. So this is for alpha equal to 0, this is for alpha equal to 60, alpha equal to 90, alpha equal to 150. So you can see that This alpha equal to 90, this is the boundary condition between a rectifier operation and an inverter operation. Above this, it will be operating as R mode, that means rectification mode. Above 90, it will be obtaining as I or inverter mode. So you can see that the waveform is the output voltage was on the positive axis. It is tending to move towards the zero axis, shifting downwards. Then it crosses the 90-degree axis. For alpha equal to 90 degree, it is crossing the zero axis, and for alpha equal to 150, it is entirely on the negative side of the y-axis. That means the output voltage is negative. That's why for alpha greater than 90 degree, it is working as an inverter. So this clarity, it has to be kept in mind. But if I study for one complete cycle, that means for up to here, so how many pulses are we getting? So this is one pulse VCB, VAB, VAC, VBC, VBA and VCA. That means 6 pulses we are getting. So N is equal to 6. So here also, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this blue color partially it is here and here. So here also N is equal to 6. Similarly, if you see over here up to this, if you observe, here also N is equal to 6. How? This is 1, 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 total 5, this one and this one. So total is equal to 6. Here also, if you observe, this is 1, 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 part is here and the other part is here. So this is very beautifully drawn, and each of the phases can be distinguishable over here, or it can be understandable over here. And one thing I must say, my dear students, regarding each of these type of rectifiers, single phase or different configuration, or 3-phase for different configuration, you have to refer to the book called PS Bhimra, which has been circulated to you through Google Classroom or mail. The mathematical expressions you have to do, or you have to derive for each of these cases, because in your semester examination, the mathematical formula you have to derive first, and the numerical problems you have to solve. So thank you.